All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've already done one video on expanding. Now we're going to talk about condensing. So we're going to be using every one of these properties on this video, but we're going to be going from multiple logs to singular logs, going this way. Okay, so that means anytime we see addition, it turns into multiplication inside the log. Anytime we see subtraction, it turns into division inside the log. And every time we have a coefficient, it jumps to the exponent on whatever's inside the log. Okay, here we go. So this is going to be the same thing as log base 2 of 5 times 7. Okay, I'm going to put these parentheses around it. That's all you have to do. I just lost it there for a second. But we have log, I'll write it again, log base 2 of 5 times 7. Now, anytime you do have two numbers in here that you can multiply, go ahead and do it. So log base 2 of 35. This would be a good step to show right here before you write that, so I know that you showed your work. Awesome, you're not just copying down the answers, because who would do that? Then, here, I would have, it's a subtraction, so it turns into division. So log base 3 of 5 divided by 7. Now, that's done. I don't know what 5 divided by 7 is. Maybe you do? Great. Show off. Awesome. Now, number 21. Pretty interesting here, because this is the same thing. You need to rewrite it as 1/2 log base 8 of 6. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Half of 10 is also 5. So I'm just rewriting it like this, like that. Okay, now that I have this is a coefficient, it needs to become an exponent on the 6. So you need to write it like this first. Log base 8 of 6 to the 1/2 power. But we don't write it like that. If we're talking about things going to the, or numbers going to the 1/2 power, or variables going to the 1/2 power, that's the same thing as having log base 8 of the square root of 6. So anytime you have dividing by 2, anytime you have 1/2, that is a square root. That's the answer that I need to see. Thank you for that. Now, a couple things going on with number 23. So we're going to break it down one at a time. I'm going to go ahead and leave this log base 5 of 2 alone. And I'm going to go ahead and leave the subtraction alone. But I'm going to take this 6 and put it on the 11, because that's the exponent there. So it'll be log base 5 of 11 to the 6th power. Now it's subtraction. So that means we're turning into log base 5 of, so quotient property means if we're going from subtraction to division, that'd be 2 over 11 to the 6th. And this is inside the log. So that's what you're going to need to write to get that answer correct. Now, the next three problems are relatively easy since we've done problems just like that on the previous slide. So I'm going to skip on down to number 24. Okay. Now, this has two, count them, two coefficients here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to move this one and I'm going to move that one. So this would be log base 3 of 6 to the 5th minus log base 3 of 7 to the 5th. All right. Now, since we're subtracting, this is going to be written, it could be written a couple different ways. You could have 6 to the 5th over 7 to the 5th inside the parentheses here. That's the same thing as saying log base 3 of 6/7 to the 5th power. You could write it either way. The answer key will show it either way. I need to go ahead and erase this so you don't think that's an extra 5 there, because that's not what that's supposed to be. Okay? All right. That one's done. Moving on to more difficult, more fun problems. Now, this one is not very fun, but it could be. Maybe you think it is. Great. It's up to you what you want to do. What I would do first is I would just separate this and make it look a little nicer. I'm going to take this 3 and slide it underneath the 4. So what we have here is 4/3 log base 6 of 11. Okay? If we do that, it makes things a little simpler, because now this is the exponent on the 11. So I have log base 6 of 11 to the 4/3 power. Now, I'd be happy with that. You can make it look nicer, though, if you go ahead and remember the rational exponents assignment that we have, because what this is really saying is log base 6 of the third root, if that's a 3, it's the third root of 11 to the 4th. You could also rewrite that as log base 6 of the third root of 11 to the fourth power. Either one of those would be correct. Either one of those. That'd be a fun question or an answer to put on, say, like mark all the correct ways of expanding this, or all the ways of condensing this. That'd be kind of fun. And I just realized that I haven't even finished the problem yet. Holy cow! Because we're supposed to expand this? I don't know how do you even do that? Well, I did expand it a little bit, or condense it a little bit. I made it inside the log, so yeah, I'm good. I'll leave it like that. Now, number 27, I have 3 things being added, so we're going to combine those inside the log. So this will be log base 7 of 5 times 11 times 3. Okay, that means I have 55 times 3, which should be log base 7 of, 115. Yeah, double check that one on the answer key. I think that's right, though. Yeah, why not? All right, this next one, number 29, is pretty gross, if you ask me. And you didn't, but I'm telling you either way. I'm going to leave the log base 9 alone of 7, all right? But then this is 1/2 log base 9 of 5 plus 1/2 log base 9 of 2, okay? So then these get put on each of those exponents there, okay? Or as exponents on there. So this becomes, still leaving the log base 9 of 7 alone, it's going to be log base 9 of 5 to the 1/2 power is the square root of 5. 2 to the 1/2 power is the square root of 2. So what we have here is we have to multiply now. So this one's going to look kind of fun. I think it is anyway. It would be log base 9 of 7. And then if you have root 5 times root 2, that turns into root 10. So I'm going to keep that as my answer. I think that one looks pretty good. All right. Next up, we're talking down here. This becomes a power. This becomes a power. So I have log base 8 of 6 squared plus log base 8 of 5 to the third power. So big numbers. I'm just going to rewrite it like this and be done for the day. Log base 8 of 6 squared times 5 to the third. I think that's fine to do. If you want to actually multiply it out, be my guest. All right, I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'll be done with this. All right, so the 5, we've already done an example like this. Actually, no, I'll do this one again. Why not? This will be log base 8 of 6 to the 5th minus log base 8 of 11 to the 5th. Since it's subtraction, it turns into division. This is one way to write your answer. Log base 8 of 6 over 11 all to the 5th. Since they're both to the 5th power, we can write it like that. And that would be a very nice way of writing it. All right, I'm going to skip number 28 because we've done something similar. I'm going to skip number 30 because we've done something similar. Number 32, that's the big dog. Let's get after it. That goes on top. So this will be start by log base 8 of 7 squared. Now over here, this is 1/3 log base 8 of 2, which means when we move this like we just did, it'll be log base 8 of 2 to the 1/3 power, which is also the third root of 2. So when I'm condensing this down to one log, it's going to be log base 8 of, now 7 squared is 49. I'm going to put that right next to the third root of 2. Maybe put those in parentheses. That looks good. All right, thank you very much. Finish the rest on your own.